our women are doing better, but they're not doing well. I don't need no man is killing our women.
Melyssa Ford invited her friend DonDre Whitfield onto her podcast to have a conversation about relationships. As an unintended consequence, it looks like she ended up getting washed during a debate, which doesn't look like it was really planned to happen, but was a beautiful thing to watch. Melyssa Ford, who is always talking down on relationships and never seems to be able to find the way that men can do anything right, comes out talking about how she really loves men and how she's basically getting a raw deal. Then she goes into the typical bird babble talking points that she likes to engage in. She starts off talking about how she's so disappointed in men because of things that she's experienced with men. Then she goes on to start complaining about the Manosphere and how those voices on social media are just so problematic. What she does not talk about is the reason that the people in the Manosphere have been talking down on her, and it is because it is a response to what she has been saying about them. But now all of a sudden, out of the clear blue sky, Melyssa Ford just loves men. And DonDre is receptive to it because he knows her personally. But you and I know what it is. And then she tops it off with how with men, we get into the not all men argument because it's too complicated to dumpster dive to find the last piece of food that has not been contaminated. That's how she's referring to the men that she loves. I am so glad DonDre checked her ass. But this is what she said.
I am not the man hater that some people are labeling me as. First of all, it's just so cheap and easy to call me that, because the actual truth is how much I do love men.
I could feel that in everything that I could just feel it. Yeah. I'm a big brother, so I could feel that. So
where my ire comes from, where my frustration comes from is disappointment,
Yes.
And social media, for some reason over the last few years, the amplification of these voices from the manosphere and the brosphere has women, specifically Black women, feeling shock and just like aghast and saddened and full of sorrow at how our Black men regard us. How openly they disparage us. And this is where you get the whole not all men thing. It's too complicated to dumpster dive to find the one morsel of food that hasn't been contaminated.
And so there you have it. According to this woman, the good men are the ones that you find when you sift through the garbage to find the last morsel of food that isn't contaminated. That is the bird brain-esque logic that we're entering the conversation with. But I digress. So Melyssa Ford has been disappointed in relationships. You don't say. Guess who else has been disappointed in relationships? Everybody. Grow up. Spend more time in the talking phase. Choose better. Don't jump into any and everything. Carry yourself like a lady. What is most interesting about that exchange to me is when she starts talking about how the manosphere is so shocking to Black women and how the manosphere has these views of Black women, whereas, they're constantly disparaging them. Last I checked, Black women have been disparaging Black men for the last 40 years, and you haven't said a goddamn thing about that, but it's the manosphere's fault that Black women are being cast in this way. Are there some people in the manosphere that go way too far? Absolutely. And though some people in the manosphere may overreach and go too far, much of the rhetoric in the manosphere is correcting the nonsense that these radical feminists like Melyssa Ford have been helping to put out into the lexicon. People want to act like everybody in the manosphere is an ignorant buffoon like Andrew Tate or Myron Gaines. And that's just not what it is. So she can miss me with that talking point. And then she just starts talking about how she doesn't even date anymore, and how when the good men come around and try to examine healthy masculinity, all the other men just call them simps. And it's just so troubling.
When I say the cacophony of noise is so overwhelming that at this point, I just don't even date. I just go to the park with my dogs. I can't go through another.
That hurts my heart. As a big brother, that hurts my heart. We'll get to that in a second.
I cannot go through another talking stage just to find out that this is somebody who is deceitful and dishonest. It just runs the gamut. And then when you do see the men like yourself like a Deontay Kyle from Grits and Eggs, like a Mr. Jason Wilson. When you see the good guys trying to promote a healthy, examination of masculinity, you go into the subject and then all you see is simp and panderer and all of these accusations that your actions are only derived from this desire to appeal to women in order to, achieve something.
For purposes of clarity, there are good men that come around and talk about masculinity in a healthy way all the time. And you know who most of their supporters are? Men. My brother Stephane Lavoisier. He's a perfect example of one of them. Like I said, NTR, O'Shea Duke Jackson, these guys are not foaming at the mouth misogynists. They're talking about real things. But Melyssa Ford would have you believe that they don't exist and that all the majority of men do is call those brothers simps, which is nonsense. She mentioned Jason Wilson. Last I checked, most of his audience was men. So no, auntie, stop the cap and let's get it together. Then, predictably, she went into some ridiculous, out of the blue argument about how this is the reason why we chose the bear. And I think that that's when DonDre was like, man, I'm gonna start regulating up in here because she's just talking stupid now. Whenever you hear a woman say some dumb shit like, that's why we chose the bear, run. Run fast and run far. Get the entire hell away from her as soon as you can.
That in itself is so disheartening as well.
Yep.
It's so frustrating to see that. So when women are, generalizing men and guys are like, well, not all guys. I'm like, well, there's a reason why we chose the bear. There's a reason why we chose the bear, and don't get me started about the bear because I've had almost fist fights about the goddamn bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a picture of what my algorithm looks like. A bunch of fed up women who are decentering the idea of a man being in their lives and just living their lives like it's golden because they got good friend groups and they travel and they're just expanding their worldview on what a full and meaningful life looks like, excluding men.
And again, she just told on herself. She told you that she has a bunch of angry women that are fed up in her algorithm and they're talking about decentering men. And the last time that we saw Melyssa Ford, what was she talking about? Decentering men. What? So she's letting you know, yeah, I'm a follower. I don't really know much of what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of babbling and listening to what everybody else is doing. Who's surprised by this? And she's talking about, well, there's a reason why we chose the bear, and not understanding that that is the reason why you're having the problems that you are having, because you give credence to that stupid ass argument and mentality. That's when he started to cook her ass, because I think he just felt like there needed to be an intervention, because this is my little sister. That's how he refers to her. And she just moving real sideways and she don't see it. So let me try to help her out. And so he started her off real slow, just kind of letting her know that anytime he sees a woman leading with her masculine energy, that he knows that he's kind of dealing with a hurt little girl. Humbled her ass up real quick.
Whenever I see a woman who is stuck in the state of leading with her masculinity, I recognize that is a hurt sister who is trying desperately to protect her femininity. So whenever I see it, I am urged to triage my sister's heart. Many of our sisters have been taught how to either look at a guy's pecs, paper, or penis.
Okay.
The conversation goes with her girl, look at
1, 2, or 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Now, the guys, the males, who have not matriculated into manhood because they haven't received proper information and instruction, remember the coaching, they get stuck in maleness. So they've got all of the stuff that make them look like men. It makes them appear as men. But really, they're still stuck in the mental, emotional, spiritual capacity of boys. And what they've been taught are the tenets of what masculinity is, but not manhood.
That boy is clearing the room right now. And what he is doing is putting on a masterclass in telling her, yes, you may be experiencing these things, but it is because of the fact that you have a poor choosing process when it comes to men. See, people who are mature understand this. People who are mature understand that it's not all about the men, when you are the only common denominator in the equation that you keep putting out that has to do with your life. This is a thing that goes both ways, and he's letting her know that you are getting this outcome because of what you have put in. Not only did he call her out about leading with her masculinity, but as I said earlier, we all have issues in relationships, whereas we are disappointed. Ever stop to think that you may be getting disappointed because of your output and your poor choices? Because there are plenty of great men out there. Why aren't they choosing you? He is low-key calling her out, and she's getting it. You see, she got real quiet over there. Very, very valid point when he starts talking about males as opposed to men. One of the issues with Melyssa Ford is that she keeps choosing guys that are merely male. What he's not going to tell her is a huge part of that is probably due to the fact that she has a very poor record out here in these streets, and so therefore a lot of guys are going to treat her like she's radioactive. He ain't gonna tell her that. Then he continued to tell her about the type of overgrown boys that she has been choosing, but we already know. Let's continue.
So they've been taught how to work on their pecs because what they've been told is your manhood is measured in how strong you are. They've been taught that.
Get fit, get rich.
That's it. So now your manhood is measured up against how much paper you make. Or your penis. How many women have you slept with? None of those things have anything to do with manhood.
Zero.
So our sisters have been taught to look for men based on those three areas. Our brothers have been taught that these are the three areas that their manhood is measured up against. And really, both sides are lost.
He explained in that last clip how both sides are lost, and Melyssa Ford walked right into it by showing exactly how lost she is. She immediately starts talking about how, oh, so much has changed because now women have their own money and we're free, and all this nonsense that means nothing, because at the end of the day, there are just certain things that we are supposed to do for one another, but she refuses to acknowledge that. And she just starts going into this long tirade of bird babble about how, oh, for the first generation, women no longer need men for protection or provision, which is nonsense. But just the way he knocked down her bullshit ass arguments was so beautiful. It was so poetic. Brother just got into it and started sniping. She predictably started talking about how supposedly great women are and how men are so far behind emotionally, which makes no sense coming from someone like Melyssa Ford. Considering how emotionally unregulated and how communicationally deficient we've seen Melyssa Ford be, this was bad comedy coming from her, but this is how she feels, and she really exposed herself in this next clip because he just told her that the type of men that she's describing are the type of boys that she is choosing, but she still don't get it. But watch how it unfolds.
I think things are changing drastically right now.
They're trying.
Well, here's what is happening. Women, by and large, this is the first full generation of women that no longer need to get married or be with men for provision or protection.
Yes, but
this is the first. So this is the first time.
But this is also one of our problems, ironically.
So, but wait, hold on. So what women are now asking for is we're asking for a man to come to the table who has a certain level of self-development. We're looking for EQ. We're looking for curiosity, intellectual curiosity. We're looking for somebody who has empathy. We're looking for somebody who understands the nature of partnership. A lot of women are not very interested in fulfilling, specific gender roles like I cook, I clean, you take the garbage out type shit. Women are looking for partnerships because a lot of the women we're talking about are extraordinarily self-sufficient and especially financially sufficient. So there is the need for partnership. This is a 50-50 thing between the two of us. And what women are starting to discover is that men emotionally have been left behind. There is a drastic chasm between the two of us.
Let bullshit.
This woman doesn't know anything. Anytime a woman makes this stupid ass point, I always say, okay, so you're gonna mow the lawn, you're gonna trim the hedges, you're gonna paint the garage, you're gonna hang up the Christmas lights, go wash the family cars, go take out the trash, go pick up the trash out of the yard, because those are the things that I do. And you're going to get an attitude if I ask you to do them because you're the woman. So why is it a problem when I expect you to do certain things because you're the woman? These women don't think before they talk. They just listen to these bird brains online and regurgitate their bull talking points. I'm just saying, this was a point that had nothing to do with nothing. Women make their own money now. Okay, good. So let's put our money together and become power couples. Because for all this boss chick talk that they like to put out there, black women still make less money than black men. Let's just call it what it is. All right? And women who are like Melyssa Ford are a minority of a minority. I know that when you listen to Kendra G singles, all the women supposedly make 6 figures, right? Wrong. That's a goddamn lie from the pits of hell. They do not all make 6 figures. They do not make close to 6 figures, and we need to still work together. You don't want to cook and clean. Why? You're going to have to cook and clean anyway, and it's the easiest job around the house. Shut the fuck up and cook and clean. Because goddammit, I sure as hell shut the fuck up and paint the garage and mow the lawn and hang up the Christmas lights and fix things around the house and do all the things that I do. It is a ridiculous, nonsensical, bird babbling ass argument that means nothing. Men and women serve each other in certain ways, and that's okay.
And then he started to talk to her about how brainwashed she is.
So many of our women have been programmed into seeing men as stoic as their great grandfathers and grandfathers, but just don't know it. So when they have a conversation with a man who is emotionally in tune with himself, and he talks about something that hurt his feeling or something that he doubts about himself, it gives a woman the ick. Look, our brothers are suffering, but I'm gonna say this very loud, full-chested. Our women are doing better, but they're not doing well.
Explain that.
Because when I just gave that example about a woman hearing all of those things from a man and then getting the ick behind it, what you don't realize about yourself is that you're still caught up in the idea of what patriarchy is, because we're all poisoned by it. It's not just the guys. It's the women too.
Oh, I've met quite a few women with internalized misogyny and that are really
for sure.
Yeah.
She is so lost. It is painful to listen to this woman talk. He didn't say anything about women and internalized misogyny. He didn't say anything about that. What he said was very clear. He talked about the fact that women are brainwashed into seeing men a certain way and not understanding what masculinity is. And that went right over her head. She has no idea what he's talking about, but he cooking. And he also talked about patriarchy and the idea of patriarchy. And that's important because feminists like to use patriarchy as one of these buzzwords. Oh, patriarchy is evil. He said the idea of patriarchy, and the way that he's speaking is saying that, hey, the idea that they have given us of patriarchy is the problem, not patriarchy, because this brother believes in running his family, and he makes that very clear. I wonder if this ever really penetrated her thick ass skull, because this brother was cooking, and if she would shut the hell up and just listen to people who know what they're talking about, like this brother, she would do a lot better with men.
So when this woman, now watch this, if we're talking about our sisters being the most educated demographic in the country, if you're the most educated demographic in the country, it would stand to reason that eventually that's going to turn into dollars. And if that turns into dollars, it stands to reason that you will probably be the bigger breadwinner in your relationship. Are you ready for that?
Okay, so let me ask you this. That is a very good
Most
question.
women are not.
So that is a very good question. That is a very, very good question. However,
because we got to have a real conversation now. I'm done having the surface level fake conversation. I went all the way, and I'm okay with that. I just want him to have feelings. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're lying.
You're right.
You're lying.
Okay.
Black women are not the most educated demographic in the country. A quick Google search will teach you that. However, he does make several other very valid points. I absolutely love the way that he is calling her out and continuing to call her out. This is what is needed when you have these people that don't have any real type of logic-based arguments. Instead of buying into what she's saying about how all these men are just so flawed and deficient, he's pointing out the fact that she is choosing the men that are flawed and deficient, and he's throwing it back in her face. He's letting her know that it is your flawed process that are producing these outcomes, and he continues to go. He not only goes into how women talk down on men when they are emotionally available and so forth and so on, he also talks about how women don't know how to handle money, and most importantly, he talks about these women out here talking this nonsensical foolishness about how they don't need no man and how ridiculous that makes them look. He went to town on her ass, as he should. People like Melyssa Ford need to be checked at the door. As soon as you're talking to a radical feminist, check them with their bullshit at the door, just like this brother did. Check this out.
When the woman is the breadwinner,
yes,
boy, does it get super complicated.
It gets so
but there's
complicated.
two things that are happening.
You know why? Because everybody has to retrain their brain.
So there's two things that are happening at the same time.
Yep.
One, she may feel it's a little bit challenging to regard him as the head of the household when she's the one paying for the household.
So let me get to that real quick. This is good. Mm-hmm. This is good. Mm-hmm. We got to bring into the conversation now this idea of particularly black men and black women. Black women are under the impression that when they become accomplished and they make more money, that black men are intimidated by them.
Do you not agree that some
are? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. There's a huge difference between being intimidated and turned off, because I have seen this firsthand from some of our sisters who carry this like a badge. If you are not bending over your man, and if you can't beat him up, you can't intimidate him. It's not possible. Let's stop the garbage.
Stop the garbage. That's what I'm talking about. I love the way he just put it out there. Shut the up and stop talking this nonsense that you hear other women say online, usually with no man, that say these things because they just don't have a real argument. And so they have to make up something out of thin air. Oh, they must just be intimidated by us. Ain't nobody intimidated by your simple ass. It's just something that chicken heads say to make themselves feel better about not being able to catch. Period. I'm so glad he said that. Keep talking, bruh.
3 o'clock in the morning. My wife, by the way, right now, Mrs. Whitfield out-earns Mr. Whitfield. Mm-hmm. There's only one man in that house at 3 o'clock in the morning. When my wife wakes up and she says, babe, I heard babe, I heard something. If it were difficult for her to see me as the man of the house, she would get up, grab the gun, grab the Roddy, and go see if everything is okay, while I lay underneath the covers and wait for her to get back. Mm-hmm. There's one man in that house. Mm-hmm. Be a boss. Mm-hmm. Outside that house, when you come in here, you are Mrs., not Mr. I am the leader of my house, not because I tell anybody what to do. I'm too smart for that. Mm-hmm. I do not tell my wife what to do. Mm-hmm. I show my wife what to do. That's what makes me the leader of the house.
Okay. In what way?
I am the model that everyone in the house mirrors.
Okay.
Oh, this is mandatory listening. There is only ever one man in the house. Period. And this is for all you so-called boss chicks with no employees that think that you run something. That ain't how it works. If you want protection and provision, you need to be willing to submit. Period. If you're not, get the f on. And he is laying down this game so cold, your money don't mean nothing. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it and things get real, a man is a man is a man. You are still the woman. You have a place. And if you don't understand what your place is, you're probably just not ready to be in the presence of a real man. You, Melyssa Ford, as a woman, as a 50-year-old woman, you should know this by now, but you should be looking for men with character. The type of character, whereas He can be the model for the household. Everyone is emulating his character. He carries himself a certain way, and so therefore, this is how the household functions. Everything else falls under that umbrella. This man is cooking with hot grease, and I can only hope that y'all out there are picking up what he's putting down and it's not going over your heads. Even you, Melyssa Ford, pick this up because you need it more than anybody else. As a 50-year-old woman out here still trying to date, you clearly haven't done very well for yourself. You don't know what you're doing. Shut up and listen to someone who has done it. Masterclass. Right now, this boy is on another level right now.
When you're talking about a woman who comes to the table initially and she is a 6 or 7 figure earner and she's trying to attract a mate, we're going back to the intimidation thing.
So what?
Not necessarily the money, it's not necessarily the career.
Yep.
It's the access that is afforded to that woman that could be the source of intimidation for a man because he does not have the same access that she does.
What it sounds like is that our sisters are choosing males and don't know it.
There's a lot of males out there, honey.
But there are so many females out there too.
Agreed. I don't date females though.
Our brothers are struggling.
Yeah.
Our women are doing better, but they're not doing well. Our sisters are still choosing males and don't know it. And then what they're then doing is they're disparaging the men that actually exist because they keep choosing males.
That's basically the whole choose better argument. You would have to have superhuman powers of discernment to weed through.
No, you need a man.
I do need a man.
You have one. Your big brother is here. We are getting ready to lock in.
Let me tell you something.
Now here's what's gonna happen.
Wait. You heard it here first, folks. I'm putting him to work. He gonna find me a man.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
You can't detect that stuff, the stuff that we talked about. The dudes who got the whole other lives and all of that. Guess who can?
You.
Your big brother.
Okay.
Because the last thing that a male wants to be around is a man. The last thing that a male wants to be around is a man. Because he knows that that man sees him. You understand?
I do understand.
So when you sitting there and hey, I got somebody I need for you to meet. My big brother.
DonDre Whitfield is putting on a masterclass right now in shutting down nonsensical babble. This is what it is right here. He is talking about real things. He's talking specifically about character, how money does not matter, and how women's natural protection mechanism is men. Even if it's just your big brother looking out for you and looking at the type of guy that you're choosing to make sure that this guy's on the up and up before you start dealing with him. He specifically calls her out. What I'm seeing is that sisters keep choosing males instead of men, which is what I told you in the beginning of this broadcast. He is calling her out. He is calling her to task and telling her to choose better. Then she brings up this talk about, oh, yeah, that's the choose better argument. Yes, you need to choose better. It does not mean that the men do not also need to be better, but you are the one who ultimately chooses. So yes, you need to take accountability and choose better. Somebody said it, finally. Oh, we're cooking. This is what I'm talking about. This type of thing right here get me excited. Now I'm all into it. Keep going, boy. Then the next thing he did was talk about how these women need to stop with this bullshit about how I don't need no man.
So what happens for all the other women out there that don't have a big brother, a father figure? What do they do?
The vast majority of women that we are talking about right now have one man in their life. One. But here's the poison that's being put in the water. I don't need no man. I don't need no man is killing our women. I don't need no man is killing all of our women. Because let me tell you something. You need a man. Whether you are romantically linked with him or not, you need a man. Every man that you know needs a woman. If I weren't with my wife, I would need my sister, because my sister has certain things in her that perfect example. My wife and I are together. She is designed in her vision to see certain things that I cannot see, and vice versa. The reason why we are a potent partnership is because I have the unique ability to be able to see north, and I see north really well. She sees south really well. We both see what? East and west. So it's not that we're walking this way together. We don't see south. We have each other's backs.
Brother still cooking. Cut all that. I don't need no man BS. Leave it at the door. Because if we didn't all need each other, we wouldn't all be here. That's the ending message, and I'm so glad that he closed off so strong. This brother is giving her all kinds of game, and though I feel like most of the conversation probably went over Melyssa Ford's head, she don't really seem like the sharpest tool in the shed. Hopefully some of it resonates because it's useful, and that's how you want to leave somebody off in a conversation like this. I'm really hoping that she get out here and get it together, because he really let her know, for all the complaining that you're doing, you have a lot of work to do. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that DonDre is going to help Melyssa Ford find love? Or is she just a lost case with a bad record as an industry pass around that they never gonna catch? Leave it in the comments. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you know when we go live or drop a new video. Major Gauge Podcast, we lit. Alright. Major Gauge Podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe.